Hi, I have chosen to evaluate Barack Obama's 2004 Democratic National Convention keynote speech. After listening to Obama's speech, I believe his idea of the speech was that of unity and bringing America together through hope of the future. In 2004, Barack Obama was not a common name that you heard in an American household, though after his speech, he became a pretty popular name in people's homes and a true contender for a future president. When evaluating Obama's speech, I found minimal flaws. And though he did many things right, I'm just going to focus on three that I found very influential in gaining the attention of Americans and support. Obama's speech surely came at the right time and with a much needed message. Starting his speech with some storytelling of his family heritage not only allowed him to shed light on his heritage, but allowed him to connect with a great number of people. Doing so helped him to relate his life to others. His father, a foreign student chasing the American dream, earned a scholarship and actually came to America to study in the magical land, as Obama said. This relates Obama to the immigrants. His mother from Kansas and his grandfather, who actually enlisted in the U.S. Army the day after the bombing of Pearl Harbor. Obama spoke of the GI Bill and his parents purchasing a home through FHA, all to obtain the American dream of education and home ownership. Obama portrayed himself as the American dream, a young man given an unusual African name, Barack, meaning blessing, spoke of how a name should not limit one's successes, and showed once again that I am an American and I am worthy of the dream. Obama uses a lot of repetition in his speech. He speaks frequently of a united America and portrays a time of change, a change that focuses to become one undivided nation again. Obama creates emotional attachments to every walk of life. He speaks of a child living in South Chicago who doesn't know how to read. And even though this child is not his, he expresses that this child matters. And then he speaks of a senior citizen who has to choose between paying his rent or paying for an important medication that he needs, and how this makes his life poorer because even if it's not his grandparents, it still affects him. These examples appeal to emotions because the situations are situations that Americans can relate to themselves. Obama states in a very powerful and attention-grabbing tone, and this is probably my favorite quote of the speech: "This is not a Black America or a white America or a Latino or an Asian America. This is the United States of America." This message was very emotional and powerful for the audience, and it sent tingles down the spine, and it certainly did mine too. By starting with the negatives and following by the positives, his repetition became very effective by connecting our nation as a whole. Lastly, Obama's ability to bring his speech full circle at the end. He quickened his words and he shortened his sentences. He was recapping the importance of unity and hope for our nation. He spoke for the slave, hope for the young lieutenant, and this skinny kid with a funny name who believes America has a place for him too. By listing these scenarios in a tone saturated in hope, he brings the audience back to his first introduction relating to his own family heritage. In conclusion, Obama delivered an electrifying speech. It made you feel as if you were listening to and witnessing a special moment in history. Obama showed his strong appreciation for American heritage and the American dream. He set out his family values in a relatable fashion, which allowed him to step into the competitive role of a future presidential candidate. Obama knew his audience and knew the types of things that would affect their emotions, all which make for a very successful and honorable speech.